Hi there, it's Kevin with the Rogue Market here with the Commander Legends Dungeons & Dragons Battle for the Baldur Gate set booster box opening. First look at the product, see what's in it. It is a very slim product. I believe it has 18 packs in it. I think the MSRP for these are very similar to the other booster box. My cost for these is about 90 bucks a piece, I believe. So if you're our patron, you can order these. I'm sure they're going to have oodles and oodles and oodles and oodles, just like the first Commander Legends. All in all, I think the market has not received this product very well, but I think there will be some cards that do age very well. I do wish they did have some chase reprints. You always want like a Force of Will or a Mana Crypt or something in it to, even though that alone, like people like get so hung up on that concept of like one card. One card, usually if it's mythic, does not add that much EV, even if it's like a $100 card. Does not add that much expected value to a booster box. Where a booster box starts getting a lot of value is if you can get some uncommons and even commons that hold value, or rares that hold a lot of value. That will have a lot more effect than one mythic. But I think to sell products, Wizards always needs to put a chase reprint mythic in the set, and I think they kind of missed the mark on this sucker. They should have put a Force of Will or a Mana Crypt, or, I mean, there's just a plethora of other cards. Probably what they really should have done is reprinted Jeweled Lotus and just chucked it in this one as well. But unfortunately, that was not the case with this one. So there's a lot of unhappy people with the set booster box. And I think this product is actually starting to get a little bit crushed as far as selling for, very close to distributor level after you take off the like the eBay or the TCG player fees. People aren't making money on this. They're just looking to liquidate and get rid of it and, move on to double masters. So we'll see. We'll see how it ends up working for this product. Another thing too, that is this product's just competing with a lot of other great products that are out there right now, and the anticipation of double masters coming out. I think this product was just too soon. They should have just done one or the other and then kind of held this off. However, that's my thoughts on this one. I know that this channel is starting to do a lot of box openings. I am looking to get back onto speccing into cards and kind of building around looking to spec cards around like new commanders and stuff. And to be honest, I haven't even looked at all the previews for this. Been super busy with the store. Excuses. JPEG, but we are going to get back to some regular finance content. So everyone that stuck around, appreciate it. Hope you enjoy this video regardless, and you kind of get my thoughts for the set boosters. So this one does have the rare land cycle from Battle Bonds, which is going to be good because those are kind of evergreen in the Commander format. They're always going to be sought after, and I think a lot of them are approaching like what, 40-50 bucks before the reprints here. So I mean, that's good. At least they have those going for them. Very nice tight packaging in here, and I mean, it's just, that's what you get. So you get 12 less packs in a regular set booster box for the same price. I think it's slightly less on average from distributors for a set booster, like maybe a couple bucks less. These are gonna be very easy to ship. Man, they can almost fit in a $3 just about. But let's go ahead and open this up and see what we get, and see if there's some fun cards here. See what the value is going to be from it. So of course you get the art card, which I think is a waste, but people seem to enjoy them. These actually sell. Has anyone actually had like success selling art cards? Or these like what we do, just kind of chuck them in a box somewhere and forget about them? All right, we're going to kind of go through this at first for a few packs with a 2/2. Create a treasure token when it attacks. Each player creates a treasure token. We have the Abdel Adrian Gorian's oh yeah, this one. So what does that even say there? I can't even see what it says, because it's, I guess it's Ward. I can look there. So this one is a 4/4. You can choose a background, and it exiles any number of non-land permanents you control until it leaves the battlefield. You get a 1/1 soldier for each one exiled this way. So very, very fun flicker card. We have the Tardelian Dragon, flying 4/4. That is the most filler card ever. I'm going to chuck that one right in the garbage. What a filler, boring card. And I've liked it how Magic has actually started to move away from this stuff. I don't know why they felt like they needed a 4/4 generic 6 mana 4/4 flying. You could easily made this a 5/5 flyer in this format. It's vulnerable to artifact removal. I really, really hate the design of this card. Just put something, put anything in this slot. I know you have to create bad cards to show people there are good cards, but what I've liked about a lot of limited formats lately in Magic the Gathering is they've been getting away from this really generic, kind of boring stuff. I know that dragons do matter, and we'll see it right here. Whenever you spend this mana to cast a dragon spell, gain 2 life. So there's your little combo that you have here. And now we have the Nibbleclaw Adept, which allows you to untap 2 permanents. We have the Rescuer Chwinga. Enters the battlefield and return another permanent you control to its owner's hand. There's your little combo. There's your little wombo combo. Over and over and over. Get a bunch of soldiers. The Inspired Tinkering. Exile top 3 cards of your library. So your next turn you may play those cards for 3 cards, and you create 3 treasure tokens. And the background where commander creatures you control, whenever they attack a player, if no opponent has more life than that player, create 2 treasure tokens. The Council of 4, whenever a player draws their second card during their turn, you draw a card. And whenever a player casts their second spell during their turn, you create a 2/2 white knight creature token. So it's not letting people cast cards. We do have 2 of those in the same pack. Man, set boosters. We really love this stuff happening. 2 in the same pack. The Nero Wild Mage, and I believe there's like a etch foil in every pack. At least everyone we've opened so far has had one. We'll see if that actually holds true. Whenever you cast a spell, you may put it on the bottom of the Solar's library. If you do reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a non-land card, you may cast that card without paying its mana cost, then put the rest on the bottom. So yeah, very powerful effect with like ops for sure. Wow, and you can keep doing that. Man, this card's probably going to be pretty popular in the long term. So, and this came, I don't know, is this one actually in the actual set? It says 545, because it's probably etch foil. Okay. Mirror of Life Trapping. Whenever creature enters the battlefield, if it was cast, exile it, then return it all other permanent cards. Exile with Mirror of the Life tapping on the to the battlefield under their owner's control. There's another wombo combo. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield, if it was cast. Okay, never mind. I was thinking of a wombo combo with our little Abdul, but I mean, it's sort of a combo with it. So with the Mirror of the Life tapping, and we have the Leazel Vlakis Champion. So we're getting a lot of rares for sure in this, and that's what I've noticed. What we've had, every pack has had like 3 rares. Let me get organized here. If you put 1 or more counters on a creature or planeswalker control, or on yourself, put that many +1. So. Not quite a doubling season type stuff, but your isn't the artwork on the box too. Anyway, your planeswalkers get buffed up pretty good, and then you do get a foil, and so the foil is going to be the Immune Mystic Trickster with a ward 2, choosing a background, and at the beginning of your step, you have the initiative, draw a card, draw another card if you complete a dungeon, and we also have the Wanderer. So this is a list card. So that is a list card from War of the Spark, the Wanderer. So we did get a list card, our first list card. Kind of a boring one. And I kind of spread these out here so I don't have to organize this later. Little pro tip when you sort cards. Might as well sort cards while you're opening booster boxes. So 4 rare pack. Out of here, I guess it makes up for it when you get more rares, but then a rare's less rare. That's the whole thing. That's some cool artwork there, actually. I actually like that. Okay, and we'll kind of go a little bit quicker here with the Butcher. Yeah, I'll kind of just slip these things. We have some reprints, a lot of reprints from Forgotten Realms, it looks like. Some nice little backgrounds again. And add 1 mana of any color and untap target legendary creature you control. And a Burnished Heart got a reprint. And Cast Down got a reprint. And Lulu, Loyal Hollyphant, which is kind of cool because being intercepted with permanent you control left the battlefield, you put a +1 counter on each tap creature control. And then we have, hey, there we go, another duplicate. We got the etch foil as well as the regular right next to each other. So our etch foil common. And there we go. There's our first land, the Spire Garden. So again, this is one of the reasons why this set's going to be very good at holding value, unless, I mean, they continue to reprint these like crazy, but so far they haven't. Hey, another duplicate as far as a foil is concerned. So there's our first land. We'll put a land in the other pile here. And there is another token. Actually, that was the first token because the list card takes the place of a token, I believe. Okay, next pack, and we'll speed this up a little bit. We get our land and our art card and our goggles that don't really look like goggles. Maybe they do. Hope you guys can hear the thunder outside in the background. And the tippity-tappy of Chloe trying to eavesdrop on our video here. Okay, our first rare is the Dinah here. Invoker Adept 4/4 haste, and you may activate abilities of other creatures you control as though they had haste. So it doesn't give them haste, but the activated abilities are. And then when you activate an ability with this turn, by spending 4 or more mana, you can copy it. So man, there's some big things you can do by basically it gives you 4 mana for a card if you can actually utilize it. Veteran Soldier. Our etch foil is the Airness Gloomstalker, which attacks return a land card from your graveyard to the battlefield and choose a background. So hopefully there's a background that mills a lot, because then there's a nice little combo for you. So yeah, so it does look like an etch foil in every pack. And we get our first mythic being the Ancient Brass Dragon, which is whenever Ancient Brass Dragon deals combat damage to a player, roll a d20. Whenever you do, put any number of target creature cards with total amount of value X or less from your graveyard onto the battlefield on your control, where X is the result. That's pretty good. Pretty good mythic. So there's our first mythic. Let's just rid of that foil slot. No one cares about foils, right? And we have a foil Oceanus Dragon and a treasure token. That one had a lot of rares in it too, right? Or we just have the 1, 2, and a mythic. So not as many. Little art card there. Okay, Fire Diamond, those got another reprint. They're one of my specs. I really... The thing is, I bought like a lot of Card Sphere, so I put diamonds from the last Commander sets because they're played like crazy in Commander, and I put them on was buying it like 5 cents a piece, so I don't know. I still sell them here at my store to players for like a quarter, so I don't know if I ever go through my inventory that I spec'd on, but it kind of gives me advantage being a store because I have that outlet of an actual market here. Ambitious Cost got a nice little reprint. We have the Cultist of the Absolute. Commander creatures you own get +1 on a flying Deathtouch ward, pay 3 life. And being for upkeep, sacrifice a creature for just 1 mana. Not bad. Not bad for this one. And again, it happened again. The etched foil and the regular card being the exact same card. Okay. And we have the Mighty Servant of Luco. Trample, ward, discard a card. Whenever Mighty Servant of Luco becomes crewed for the first time each turn, if it was crewed by exactly 2 creatures, it gains. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw 2 cards. So it's actually pretty decent. Crew 4. And then have a lot of draw. The Merkle, Lord of Bones. As long as your life total is less than or equal to half your starting life total, it has indestructibility. And whenever a non-token creature you control dies, you may exile. If you do, create a token that's a copy of that card. Except an enchantment loses all their card types. So again, not a bad card. And we have the Halcyon Emerald Archdruid as our foil. I kind of like the foils on the showcases or art cards, whatever you want to call them, and a good old copy. So far, 1 mythic, 1 land, and 2 etch foils that were exact same to the card next to them. There's the beautiful art card, and a foil forest, marble diamond, lightning bolt. Got a reprint in this set. Kind of weird place to reprint it because it's much better in a 1-versus-1 format. And we have the Jean Aranicus Shattered One. At the beginning of your end step, target opponent gains control of up to 1 target creature you control. Put 2/+1 counters and tap it. It's goaded and gains it can't be sacrificed. Whenever a creature you own but don't control attacks, draw a card. So this one's gonna be fun to build around for sure, as it donates a lot of mean stuff to your opponents. So be expecting all of those cards to go up. What is it? The brass statue, or there's a lot of cards. And this is, I think, the first one in black, because I've always like looked at a black one that wants to donate stuff. You can donate some really mean cards to people that are in black. So I'm thinking a lot of those cards will start to go up in value. Like was it called the Phyrexian Negator or Phyrexian? You know, a lot of those ones that are really, really mean effects to your opponents. Back in the day, Magic tried to print like that, you know, like a 5/5 for 3, but then put a major downside to it, thinking that, oh, maybe people will play this with, even though that used to be good. Getting out, like, the curve used to really matter with like power. So there was very few things that had greater power than, you know, the turn they came out. And so they made a lot of cards, especially in black, that had a bunch of bad sides. And I think a bunch of those even on the reserve list. So I think this guy's going to spike a bunch of them. And we have the etched foil being the Scanos Dragonheart, and the Basta Scholar as a good reprint for the rare. Eldritch Pact, target player draws 6 cards and loses X life, or X the number of cards in their graveyard for 7 mana though. But I guess you could mill and then half their library and make them and kill themselves that way. I'm sure it'll be a casual favorite. And a Flaming Fist Officer. Flaming Fist, huh? Okay, you do you. Alrighty, on to the next pack. I'm not going to judge your lifestyle choices. Let's go on to this pack, having another art card. In the front, like they always do, a forest. And 2 red cards that showcase together. And we have a couple dragons in a row. Another Merkle, Lord of Bones. Another Feywild Visitor. Our etched as a Dragon Cultist. Nice little background. He's kind of light on the etched foil cards. And we have the Majestic Genesis. So we do have another mythic here. Reveal the top X cards of your library, where X is greatest mana value of the commander you own on the battlefield or in the command zone. You may put any number of permanent cards from among them on the battlefield. Whoa. It's pretty good with some high... You definitely want some high mana value commanders. So, yeah, because it's going to be 8 mana. But, I mean... Man, there's going to be a lot of commanders that are definitely going to want this card, because you can get a ton of value out of this Majestic Genesis. And a nice little bone color cleric. And we have another list card being Michiku Kondo Truth Seeker. So 2 list cards so far. 2 white list cards out here. And I don't know if they update the list for this one, for this particular set or not. I'm not sure. I haven't looked at the updated version or not. There's our art card. From Foil Island. Moss Diamond. Just kind of go through these commons really quick. And our etched. So now even etched aren't that. They used to be quite rare, and now they're not rare. And there we go. We've got our second one, which is the Sea of Clouds. And weird. We got 2 foil. I guess 2 foil islands. So you can take the slot of the land, plus you can take the slot of your foil, I guess. So 2 lands, 2 mythics, and a bunch of other stuff. And I think I'm with Rudy here. I think a lot of these cards are going to be... It depends on how much this set is open. If it's going to be something that's not opened as much, like a Conspiracy or a Battle Bond that kind of is a sleeper. And I think it might, because this set, this doesn't have a long time to really age before Double Masters comes out. So this might just be a forgotten set. And then people just don't pick up as much as they would if it was like, you know, the first Commander Legends. We have the Shadowheart Dark Justiciar? I don't know how to say this. So there's another creature. Draw X cards where X that creature's power. You can choose a background. The Master Chef, almost like a Master Chief, but Master Chef. Our etched foil is the Mazzy True Sword Paladin. Whenever an enchanted creature attacks one of your opponents, whenever an enchanted creature attacks one of your opponents, it gets +2/+0 and gains trample in a turn. Where whenever an Aura you control is put on the graveyard from the battlefield, exile until the next turn, you may cast that card. Pretty good. Pretty good. And the Noble Heritage, commander creatures you own have when this creature enters the battlefield. And at the beginning of upkeep, each player may put 2/+1 counters on a creature they control. If they do, you gain protection from that player. Okay. And there's our foil and a skeleton. All right. See if we can grab some more of these lands. Lands and expensive converted mana cost mythics is what this box had in it. There's a sign card. And Swift Boots gets a nice little reprint. And another Noble Heritage. We got the Master Chief as our another Respite, or the Jaheira's Respite. Kind of cool card with a fog effect plus a ramp effect for all creatures attacking you. And the Duke Older Ravengard. Beginning of combat on your turn, another target creature you control gains haste and myriad. Wow. That is a massively powerful card with things like what? A tally. That's pretty good. The Shameless Charlatan as our foil. Shameless Charlatan. Commander creatures you own have this creature becomes a copy of another target creature. And another list card. I guess they all want to be white because this one's called Light of Day, and black creatures cannot attack or block. With the Light of Day list card. So 3 list cards. 2 mythics, 2. So more list cards than we have lands or mythics in this box. There is our art card with the hamster dude. And we have our first rare being, or our etched foil being the Volo, the Itinerant Scholar. So this is our etched foil. Enters the battlefield, create Volo's Journal, legendary artifact token with hexproof. And whenever you cast a creature spell, note the creature types. Draw a card for each type noted. And you get to choose a background. There's that. The Fraying Line. When Fraying enters the battlefield, put a rope counter on target creature control. Beginning of each player's upkeep, that player may pay 2. If they don't, put the rope counter on a creature they control. Otherwise, exile Fraying Line, each creature without a rope counter on it. Exile Fraying Line and each creature without a rope counter. Then remove all rope counters. Okay, so they're falling off a cliff. The Blade of Selves, that's a nice little reprint with equipped creature as Myriad. And the Dream Fracture. So Dream Fracture. Pretty good foil reprint. That is a card that has been reprinted a couple times, I think. I think it was like Conspiracy. But it's definitely Commander card that is semi-popular for I don't know what reason. I actually don't really like it. I guess you get a draw card, but so does your opponent. There's a brain. There's a big brain. Lots of diamonds in these. Okay, we have the Beba Lasaja Night Watch, which sacrifice 3 permanents, so you can actually do lands. If there are 3 or more card types among the sacrifice permanents, your opponent loses 3 life, and you gain 3 life and draw 3 cards. So you want a treasure token, a land, and a creature, and then ways to get those back. Pretty good card. Agent of the Shadow Thieves. Our Etchfoil is an inspiring leader. And I guess we get another one, because why not? Set booster. Why not have 2 of them in the same pack? And the Pseudo Dragon Familiar. This happens like crazy in set boosters because of how they just do the runs, how they do what slots can be where. A double rare of the same rare. Another foil land. Yeah, these first ones can't have. Deadly Dispute got a reprint. No longer be a $4 common, I don't believe. Arcane Signet in here as well. Pretty decent little reprints here. We have a nice little etched foil being the Reslaw Rail Kingpin. The Undermountain Adventurer, Vigilance. Enters battlefield to take the initiative, and you can add 2. If you complete a dungeon, add 6 instead. Wants you to complete those dungeons as quick as possible. I believe in this set you can only venture, like it's all take the initiative, which is venture into a specific dungeon. So yeah, you're not going to be using the old dungeons. And I believe that's the only way you can start a dungeon too, is with, or start this specific one is by entering an initiative. You can't use another one to enter into the dungeon with a card that just says, or enter in that specific dungeon with a card that just says enter a dungeon. Okay, we have a nice looking imp there, or demon, or whatever it is. We get our first rare being the Nine Fingers Keen. Menace Ward, pay 9 life, and when it Nine Fingers Keen deals combat damage to a player, look at the top 9 cards of your library. You may put a gate card from among them on the battlefield. Then if you control 9 or more gates, put the rest into your hand. Otherwise, put the rest on the bottom of your library. Okay, that's a pretty good ramper. Pretty cool card. Give me some fun stuff to do with this set for sure. And our etched foil is the Gorion Wise Mentor. Whenever you cast an adventure spell, you may copy it. Ooh, that's pretty good. Too bad it's not in red for some more adventure cards that are good. But I mean, there's some good adventure cards in those. Might spike a bunch of the old adventures for sure. And then we have the Council 4. And we have a Gond Gate as a foil. I guess that's a pretty good one as a foil, as it's going to definitely be one of the better gates with being able to add whatever color any gate can produce. Oh, we are upside down. Look at that. We have a foil plains, and get on to this merchant got a reprint, huh? The Mazy True Sword Paladin. Whenever enchanted creature attacks, one of your opponents gets +2/+2 and trampled in a turn, and whenever R you control is put in your... Yeah, we already saw that one. We saw this one. Our etch foil is an Eileen Hebree's Busybody. And there's another mythic, being the Nataloid ship. Enters the battlefield, exile target player's graveyard. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you may put a card exiled with the ship onto the battlefield under your control. Woo-wee! That is a powerful card. That is a very, very powerful card, for sure. Because you can set up your own graveyard, or you can actually punish your opponent's reanimation strategies. Good little mythic there. And then Dire Mimic as a foil. 4 more packs to go. Good old Undercity here. What does the Undercity even do here? Yeah, you can enter the dungeon unless you venture into the Undercity. Yep. Makes you venture into the Undercity. Okay. Let us get to the juicy stuff. Etch foil. So I guess you can get a rare before the etch foil, but it's not a guaranteed. And then you have the etched foil. And there's our third land, being the Bountiful Promenade. Beautiful. So that was only a 1 rare pack. I didn't miss another rare in there, did I? So most of them were averaging more than 1 rare. And so there, you can have that ability right before the slot, then your etched foil can be your rare. Yeah, these foils actually pop pretty nicely. Let's see if they curl, but it's kind of cool. I like these artwork foils. There's a thick-looking boy. Swamp. Wait for his bobble in there. Good little reprint. The Sentinel Worm. Yep, so this is before the Etch Foil slot. Flying Ward 2. Whenever another non-token dragon enters the battlefield under control, create a token that's a copy of it, except it isn't legendary. Good lord. That's another good dragon. That's another really good one to go in all the bazillion dragon decks that are out there. And it is just a rare, not a mythic. And then we have the Sentinel Worm again, because it always does this, no matter what. It's like the third or fourth one from this box that's had the exact same one. Another Fraying Line, another Topaz Dragon, and hey, look, again, list cards only in white. We have 4 list cards, all 4 of them being in white. But the Ghostway is a pretty good reprint for sure. Scary looking guy. Okay. One more pack after this. Bag of Holding got a reprint, huh? Mindstone got a reprint. Good reprints in here as far as the uncommon slots with artifacts. Our Etch Foil is the Tavern Brawler. And the Baldur's Gate has the rare. And a Dragonborn Looter. So that's a 2-mana dragon. Anything that works off of getting dragons out early. Your typical 1-mana loot. There's our art card. Carrying some spiders, huh? Like this card too. I think this one is going to be a keep these. I wouldn't throw these away or put them bulk them because I think they're going to be worth something. As is the Burnished Heart in artifact form. And our last pack, let's see if we get anything awesome. We have the Ragadraga, Gorgut's Boss. Each creature you control with mana value each creature you control with a mana ability gets +2/+2. Whenever a creature you control with a mana ability attacks, untap it. Whenever you cast a spell, if at least 7 mana was spent to cast it, untap target creature. It gets +7/+7 against trample. Okay, all your mana dorks. There's your commander. The Criminal Past. Criminal Past. That is my signature card. Mahadi Emporium Master. At the beginning of your end step, create a treasure token for each creature that died this turn. There's our Etched Foil. Counts of 4 as the other artwork. And a Sword Coast Serpent being our last foil card. So not a bad box. We get 3 lands, which, vary from... I think they'll probably settle, again, between $12 and $20 until... Inevitably, if they don't get reprinted for a few years, then they go right back up in value. This ship, I think, is going to be... I don't know how many decks it can go into. Any vehicle deck is definitely going to want it. So vehicles, very good vehicle. Crew 3 is not too shabby, too, for 5/5 flying by ramping into stuff. And, of course, the Majestic Genesis, I do think, will be a card that is going to probably have a decent price tag. But I think this box was a win. And we did get another Mythic in here. The Rare Dragon is pretty decent. But you get all these. Etch Foils are definitely not going to hold a price in this set, though. But I don't know why people are complaining about this set too much. It's not terrible. I don't know what they're expecting. This isn't a master set. You do get less packs. I just think it's hard to compare to Commander Legends 1 when they do this a lot with new products. They want to make sure that it doesn't bomb. So they're like, okay, well, we got to make sure that people are going to buy this, so let's put some chase stuff. But really wish they would have put something like a Jeweled Lotus reprint or another big high-end reprint, just 1 or 2 of them. And then that way it gets people chasing stuff forever. But, I mean, there's plenty of value in this. It's definitely not a bad set. I don't think everyone should be crying about this set. I think we've been spoiled with sets lately. And yeah, there's plenty of value and jam-packed full of stuff in this. Hope you enjoyed this video. This has been Kevin with the Rogue Market. Let me know your comments in the comment section below. If you think that the value is just terrible in this set, how you think this will age. I think this is going to be a set that... This is my prediction. I'm very similar to Alpha Investments. I think that people are going to forget about it at first. It's going to be another battle bond or conspiracy, and this sucker's just going to creep up on us. The supply is very high for this, though, but it might not get as many printings. Like Commander Legends got a lot of restocks, a lot of them. Again, it's kind of hard to judge if there's more waves, because Wizards of the Coast is never really transparent about the waves they do. If they just had like some sitting buried in a warehouse somewhere, because I know that Wizards of the Coast does have their own warehouse that they do allow distributors to buy from and then they also gauge their supply of it, and they open up products. They never have like we're not going to reprint this. So if there is a demand for stuff, they reprint stuff. So we saw it with Modern Horizons drafts. We saw it with Modern Horizons sets. They got actual additional reprints. I do believe we saw it with Jumpstart and as well as Commander Legends multiple times. And so it's kind of gonna be awkward with this set whether or not, if it is highly purchased at first, it could get additional reprints, and that might hurt it going forward in the long term. But what I really think with the recession and Double Masters and Kamigawa, this being sandwiched in between Kamigawa and Double Masters, I don't think there's going to be a lot of money to be spent towards Commander Legends. And I think this is going to be a set that does age well. And it's really being blown out right now. I think people are going to have a bad taste in their mouth about this because people who have pre-ordered this are just getting absolutely crushed with the new prices that are coming down. Like I said, TC Player, I'm seeing set booster boxes all the way down to 100, and I don't know how people make money off of that after fees, because when you're losing 8.5% plus the PayPal transaction fee, you're out of money at that point. So I think that people are freeing up capital just for Double Masters because they've just said, can't make money on this set. Let's just move on to the next one. So I'll have to wait and see if collector's editions are. Yeah, collectors actually seem pretty rough because they're going for more than most collector's editions from like standard sets. And currently speaking, I really don't see more value in this to justify it over like a standard set. So set boosters, yes, they get less packs than your traditional one by 12, which actually is quite significant. All in all, yeah, I guess I'll have to mull it over to figure out how I feel about this, set, with all those factors included. But I mean, the supply will be a lot less than people. You just can't compare apples to apples here with, set boosters being 30 compared to 18 from standard sets to this set. So that might just affect the supply right there. But I mean, more rares, more mythics, more everything being packed with more than you normally would. I mean, who cares about the fluff? I mean, that doesn't really add much value either. Anyway, I'm just mulling this over my head. Let me know in the comment section what you think. Kevin with Rogue Deck Builder, or actually, we're on the Rogue Mark.